questions to help me customize. I have some questions to help me customize my presentation, and it's a way to help my manager keep track of my appointments. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me know when you see the picture. It should be a bunch of knives.
Okay.
You see my screen?
I see it.
Perfect, perfect. So move this over here. So here. And Jay Brad, did you want me to do the pre-questions too?
Yeah, go ahead. Do just like you do it.
Okay. It's actually not working up here for me. I can do a new tab, but this one isn't. I don't see the pre-questions here. Here we go. Okay, sorry about that. So the name of the rep conducting this appointment, that would be me. And we have Mrs. Jones. And Ms. Jones, we're going to get your age range here. I'm assuming you're 18 to 29.
Oh, no, I'm over 30, Caleb, but thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that.
No problem, no problem. We're going to get 30 to 65 here. Gotcha. And is anybody else present during this appointment?
No, just me.
Gotcha, gotcha. And we have a work section here, so check all that apply.
You can go ahead and click the full time.
Full time, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, and would you by any chance be in a dual income household?
Yes, you can go ahead and click that.
Perfect, perfect. And have you been at your current job for more than 5 years?
I have.
Perfect, perfect. Ms. Jones, would you happen to be a vegetarian or vegan or neither?
I will for sure be neither. Okay, I eat everything, so don't even worry about that for me.
Gotcha, gotcha. Most people pick neither as well. And what brand of kitchen knives do you currently use? It's okay to have a look in your kitchen right now.
I believe they're from Target. I think I got them. They're like KitchenAid, I believe. So they're just from Target.
KitchenAid, gotcha. Spelled like that?
Perfect.
Great. So when considering purchases for your kitchen, like your refrigerator, your stove, cutlery, oven, cookware, flatware, plates, etc., what is most important to you? You can pick 3.
I would say looks good and matches the kitchen.
Gotcha.
Definitely good value for the price.
Gotcha.
And sanitary.
Sanitary, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last question. On average, how many times a week do you find yourself eating out?
You can go ahead and put like 4 to 5, I would say.
4 to 5, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, thank you. That makes an end to the pre-questions. Whether you place an order or not, there will be an additional short form to offer valuable feedback for your presenter.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay, thanks for that. I need to clock in real quick and let my office know I'm starting a demo. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Do your thing.
Perfect.
Hello?
Oh.
Oh, nice. Wait, whoa. Hold on. Let me do this. There we go. Cool. Yeah, we're good. Hey, Caleb, how's it going, man?
It's going good. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. What are you up to?
Nothing much. I'm just starting my demo with Mrs. Jones.
Oh, I love it. Can Mrs. Jones hear me just yet?
Yep, I could hear you.
Hey, Mrs. Jones, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, thanks for asking. My name is Kuval. I'm Caleb's trainer over at Cutco, and I just wanted to say thanks so much for helping him practice. Have you ever heard of Cutco before?
I believe I saw it like at Costco like once or twice. So, but I don't have Cutco. I just seen it.
Okay, great. Well, this is going to be a ton of fun. Caleb walked through the presentation, and just so you know, he is getting credit and he is getting paid just to do the demonstration with you. And so that means, Mrs. Jones, that there's no obligation to buy anything. But if you do see anything that you like, just let Caleb know, and he's got some really cool specials that he could show you. But most importantly, just have some fun. And Mrs. Jones, do you mind doing me a favor real quick?
Sure.
Can you just give him a little bit of a tougher time for me?
Oh, no problem. So you want me to ask him like all the hard questions, all that stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect. Caleb, I'm sorry. I'm gonna give you a hard time, okay?
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Awesome, y'all. Hey, Caleb, have some fun, sir. And if you need any help, just give me a call, okay?
Okay.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay. So thank you so much once again for taking the time to see my presentation. It really means a lot. So let me tell you a little bit more about me and why I'm doing this job. As you may or may not know, I'm a student at UC Santa Cruz and I'm studying sociology and minoring in business. After I graduate from college, I'm planning on finding a sustainable job that allows me to travel and hopefully will allow me to pay off all that student debt. So let's
Perfect.
switch to these slides here. Okay, so before I get started with sharing Cutco, is it okay if I share some of my goals with you?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Perfect. Well, Ms. Jones, I'm using this time in my life as an opportunity to build my resume and gain some new skills, so I really appreciate you coming to see my demo. Since I'm in my first week on the job, I'm in a one-time awesome contest, and I have a goal of selling $10,000 in my first 10 days. Now, that's a pretty big and scary goal for me, but I'm committed to working hard for 10 days and giving it my best effort. So if you see anything that you might want to get ever, give me a shot to give you a super special friends and family deal, and hopefully I can make you an offer that's so great, you'll be excited to take advantage of it.
Okay.
There are 3 different scholarships I can earn. The first one is only for currently enrolled college students, and it's a competition based on sales. It's up to $3,000 per year. The other 2 are not based on competition. These are based on benchmarks for me to reach. The Club 100 is for completing 100 of these appointments, and the other is for getting at least 10 new introductions from each appointment. Now, since I'm kind of new and this information is really important, I'm going to be following my outline. Is that okay?
Of course. Go ahead.
Perfect. So like I mentioned on the phone, you don't have to get anything, but if you do see something you like, you can get it today. My job is to share with you why Cutco is a great investment. It saves time and money and is the #1 selling brand of quality kitchen products in North America. Before I show you the Cutco, let me tell you about the company. The Cutco factory is located in Olean, New York. We have been in business since 1949. Last year during quarantine, we had our best year in company history with over $300 million in sales. One of the reasons Cutco is so popular is because it's American made. For decades, the only way a customer could get Cutco was either through appointments like this, all through referrals and word of mouth. But now we have displays at home shows and county fairs, and in 2014, we started doing displays at Costco. Now that's a great thing because Costco is known for having very strict guidelines for only providing products that have very high value. Now I'm pretty new at this, so I don't work at Costco, but I do work on recommendations and by appointments only. So my main goal is that you like me and you like what you see, so you'll feel great introducing me to some other people who have kitchens and might like to look at Cutco. To start off, I'd like to show you one of our most famous products that demonstrates the quality of Cutco. The most famous tool that we make are the super shears. This video has narration, so let's make sure the sound works.
This customer favorite has a 5-star rating.
Okay, Caleb, I can't really hear it actually.
Gotcha. So let's see if I can help with this. Share sound. Stop.
This
How's
customer
that?
favorite has a 5-star rating.
Perfect.
Strong and versatile. You can use them in the kitchen, the garden, anywhere. Cut everything from delicate herbs to that ridiculously tough plastic packaging your regular scissors just can't handle. And the heavy-duty blades separate for easy cleaning. How powerful are the shears? Strong enough to easily cut through this penny.
So people really love these shears. You'll use them for opening those hard plastic packages that so many things come in these days, and also for opening bags of chips, cutting cloth, herbs, broccoli. These things have so many uses. Did you see how the 2 blades come apart for easy cleaning?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Perfect. They work well for both right-handed and left-handed people. These are dishwasher safe and they are guaranteed against rusting and melting. Could you see yourself using those shears?
Oh yeah, for sure. The penny was pretty good.
Nice. Now let me show you where we got the idea for Cutco.
This customer favorite.
Do these look familiar?
Oh yeah, it's for sure the same drawer that I have right now, and the same drawer that I grew up with my mom to as well.
Gotcha. So, as you may know, they're the world's most expensive set of knives. Many products are made with planned obsolescence, meaning they are designed and built to be replaced over and over. The average knife is engineered to break or dull within 1 to 3 years, causing a high replacement cost. Most people buy knife sets in one of two ways. One, they buy cheap and replace each time it wears out. Two, they buy quality and replace only once or twice in a lifetime. Here are some of the most common problems with most knives. The two most popular materials for handles on knives are wood and cheap plastic. Wood handles usually look great when they are new, but they can splinter, break, and rot. They are not designed to be put in the dishwasher. Wood is also very unsanitary as it absorbs moisture like grease, oil, blood, sweat, and other liquids. It can also absorb bacteria and can literally transmit disease. This is not legal for commercial use in some areas of the country. On the other hand, there are cheap plastic handles. These tend to break, chip, and crack. Often these are glued together so they can fall apart in the dishwasher, and they can be dangerous because these handles are often slippery when wet. There are two more popular materials for knife blades. First is carbon steel. We call this the will knife because it will stay sharp longer, but it will also rust and corrode, which is very unsanitary. Less and less families are buying these carbon steel knives. The more popular option in recent years is stainless steel, and we call this the won't knife. It won't rust or corrode, and it's also a soft metal that won't stay sharp and is difficult to sharpen. So here's a trick question. Which do you feel is more dangerous, a sharp knife or a dull knife?
I would assume a sharp one.
Well, a dull knife is actually more dangerous because more pressure is needed when cutting, and since it's so dull, it's easy to slip. So let me show you how Cutco has solved all of these problems. What do you notice different about this handle?
It feels like there's like ridges where it's not like one even, I guess you could say, one even slant on the handle. So it looks like it's kind of like a little bumpy actually.
Right. So this design is called the Universal Wedge Lock Handle. It was designed by Dr. Thomas Lamb, and in his lifetime, he was the world's foremost authority on the human hand. He's researched over 700 pairs in creating this design. It fits mostly any hand, right, left, big, or small. The thumb and forefinger lock right into place for better control and safety, and it's more comfortable and has a safe design, which reduces hand fatigue and slipping. The handle material is called thermoresin. It is not a cheap wood or plastic, but a tough synthetic polymer. It will resist melting, chipping, cracking, and breaking. It won't fade, stain, or absorb moisture or bacteria because it's non-porous and completely sanitary. It's also dishwasher safe and resists melting up to 330 degrees. The steel used for the Cutco blades is a high carbon surgical stainless steel. Like stainless steel, it won't rust, pit, or corrode and is easy to clean. But like high carbon steel, it resists dulling and holds a sharp edge. So it's the best of both worlds. This last feature is called the world famous Double D edge. I'm going to let one of my managers explain this edge and demonstrate what makes this knife a cut above the rest. So this is like a home movie he made in his backyard. I think you'll like it. It's about 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
Hello, welcome to my video about knives. Okay, I want to show you the difference between this special edge on a Cutco knife and a straight edge on a conventional knife. So I want to make sure everything is completely on the up and up. So I want to start by opening this box. Name's on Prime, and open it. I don't know why the box is big for one knife. Okay, but there was one knife from a brand called Wusthof. Okay, Wusthof is a tremendous, very high quality brand of kitchen knife made in Germany. This was $168 plus tax for this knife. All right, so it's not some super cheap thing here. And here's what it looks like. All right, very good. This is a Wusthof knife. Okay. You'll see it has several other things that you look for in a good knife. It's got a full tang construction. It's got 3 rivets. It's going to be very sturdy. Has a nice balance to it. If this brand of knife, Cutco, did not exist, this would probably be the brand that I would have in my house. Okay, so I want to show you how sharp it is right out of the box. It's probably going to do an amazing job on this piece of rope. First of all, I will mention that this is just a basic piece of rope. I know that most people don't eat rope, and they probably rarely cut something that is as hard as a piece of rope. Right? It just shows the difference in the way that different types of knife blades cut. So we're not necessarily just looking for how how well it cuts, but we're also looking at what kind of cut that it makes, right? Straight edge knives are going to make very clean cuts. If this were to have a bunch of teeth on it, it would tear it and rip it and make a kind of a ripping kind of cut, right? So this should be very sharp, okay? Okay, see, I can cut through that pretty fast. I'm putting a lot of pressure on there, okay? Right, but it cuts through there very quickly and super, super clean, all right? Now I want to show you a Cutco knife, right? This particular one is called the Petite Carver, and it's about the same length. This is why I chose this knife, okay? About the same length, okay? Actually, the Cutco knife is maybe a little bit shorter, okay? Now you'll notice that it's got these teeth on it, okay? Now I just said teeth typically rip and tear. One thing that customers would say to me when I was a Cutco rep way back a long time ago in the late 1980s, I'd show them the knife and I'd have some customers say, oh, I don't like serrated edge knives. And I would say, that's good because I don't like them either. And they would look at me like, wait a minute, you know, isn't that what you got as a serrated knife? And I would explain to them that this is not a serrated edge knife, right? There's a special unique design there, and I'll explain that after I do the cutting demonstration. So here we go, cutting this one, also super straight, clean cut, okay? Clean cut. Okay, it cuts clean, it doesn't rip and tear, okay, makes it in one stroke. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to demonstrate how this edge holds, this kind of edge holds an edge a lot better than a straight edge, okay? So the reason is, I'm going to do some drawing for you. This edge is a unique design, okay, like this. There's my art is not tremendous, there are three completely straight edges in between these points. This edge is for cutting this direction, this edge is for cutting this direction, this edge is for cutting straight down. So it's called a three-directional recessed cutting edge. It's recessed, meaning these points are not actually sharp. These points are not designed to do any cutting. They're just designed to protect these edges that are in between the points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enhance the dulling process. I could just rub this on a cutting board, you know, simulate, 5,000 cuts or what it would take over the course of a year or something, but I'm going to use the bottom of a cup. Okay, the reason I'm going to use this is because it's just going to make it happen. The normal wear and tear is just going to happen tremendously faster than it normally would. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm letting the weight of the blade only just do that. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 simple cuts. Okay, I will do the same thing. Actually, let's do the cutting first. I got a mess here. Sorry. Okay, back to the piece of rope. Okay, now I did 5 cuts. Okay, and I'm pushing extremely hard. Okay, extremely hard, if you can tell. Okay, pretty much all the weight I can possibly put with one hand, I'm putting on here. Okay, now that was the bottom of a cup, and I know you're not, shouldn't be doing that, but it's just showing the enhancement. Okay, now when I take the Cutco knife, right, and it's got the edge, so the edges, when I put it on here, it does not. The edges aren't actually hitting that. The edges are protected. See that? And I can do this for a long time. And what's gonna happen is, if I take it on a piece of rope, the points were already dull in the first place. That's all that touched the cup or the cutting board or whatever it's going to cut. And I can take it and you're going to find that it's still going to cut in one stroke. Okay, it's going to cut just like it did before. That's what makes this edge unique. It cuts like a straight edge, but it looks like a serrated edge. Okay, so to understand the points, something I used to say, a little pun, a joke I used to say about the points is the points are there not to be the edge, but to protect the edge, and that's what gives Cutco the edge.
All right. So what impressed you the most with what you've seen so far?
I would say how the edges kept its sharpness, and seeing how even he was like putting it against like the cup and everything, it cut pretty much like butter. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Right. So Cutco is one of the only products that you buy once, use every day, and never have to replace. And that brings us to the forever guarantee. Forever is way better than a lifetime. Cutco is often passed from generation to generation. There are a few parts to the forever guarantee. With the forever performance and sharpness guarantee, you can have your Cutco fixed or sharpened for free forever, either by sending it back to the upstate New York factory or calling our local office, and we can send someone to your house to do the sharpening. And there's also a 15-day trial period that starts when you receive your product. If you don't think it's worth every penny, we'll take back anything that you don't love, and you only keep what you do love. The 15 days is actually 15 business days, so it's 3 weeks. I'm hoping I'm doing an okay job at helping you see why people love Cutco so much, but you shouldn't just take my word for it. Here's 1 minute and 41 seconds of Cutco owners talking about it.
When was the first time you bought Cutco? How long ago was that?
It was about 15 years ago.
I've had Cutco for 32 years.
15 years.
I'm new to the family. Since just before we got married in 1954.
We probably bought our first Cutco when I first got married, so that's been 44 years ago.
It's been decades. Since 2005.
I bought my first pieces in 1985.
Well, I bought them in 1968, so almost 50 years.
About 3 years.
Exactly 4 years.
4 years, I think. Couple years.
4 years?
5 or 6 years.
At least 15 years.
I would say like 15 years.
I've had my Cutco for 25 years.
We've had our Cutco more than 20 years.
It's almost 40 years. 50 years?
At least 50 years.
What do you love most about your Cutco knives, would you say?
I like the quality of the knife itself.
The durability, and that they'll last forever.
I like the grip of the handles and just the way all the knives cut. They're great knives. They last forever.
And of course, there's always the availability to have them sharpened again. So
They're very durable. They last forever. They're sharp.
They're just so sharp.
They're sharp.
They stay sharp for an extremely long time.
It is awesome. It's awesome.
I can get them sharpened for free every year.
I'm looking forward to just the service, the warranty and stuff.
It'll get on my counter in my block.
They just stand up really well through the dishwasher, through everyday use.
The lightweight.
They feel good at the hand. There's a knife for the particular job that you're going to do.
They get the job done. I would own every single one of them if I could. So when I heard a couple people like, oh yeah, I've had mine for like 15 years or 20 years or 30 years, I'm like, okay.
Have you continued to buy more knives since that first purchase?
I have. My son started selling them when he was in college too.
This is my, I think, third time.
Probably only 3 or 4 times, but I'm to the point now that I'm buying them for gifts.
About 3 or 4 times. At least 6, 8 or 9.
Probably going to pick up 1 or 2 today.
They are my true friends. They show up for me.
Of course it was. It was definitely worth an investment in Cutco.
Okay, now here comes the fun part. I'm going to show you the tools in your basic Cutco set, also known as the Homemaker set, and we can talk about what you do in your kitchen.
When was the first time?
It's best to have a pen and paper for this part because I'm going to give you a little quiz at the end.
Okay,
You ready?
I'm ready. I have my paper.
Perfect. So I'm not actually going to give you a quiz, but you do need the paper to jot down any questions, comments, or notes during this part. Some people like to make a wish list for the future. So let's get right into it. We have 2 sets that are larger than the basic set. If you fall in love with this basic set and you do a lot of entertaining or hosting big family dinners or barbecues, then I can show you the bigger sets. But I'm going to start with the tools in our basic set, which is the most popular. It's called the Homemaker Plus 8. It has the minimum number of tools to do 100% of the jobs in your kitchen as efficiently as possible. It's a great value for the average family, and it starts with your paring knife. This is Cutco's air knife because it's mostly used in the air and not on a cutting board. It has an extra long handle to make peeling and paring more comfortable and safer. You'll use this for small jobs in the air like apples, strawberries, bananas, and kiwi. So what would you use your paring knife for?
I would say things like peaches. I've been eating like a lot of peaches like in the summertime, so I have a paring knife too as well that I use it for. So I know that for sure, and probably just cutting the tops off of strawberries too as well because I tend to do that a lot. So yeah, I would say that.
Gotcha. But remember not to use your paring knife on the cutting board. That is why you have your trimmer. So this is your small utility knife for small fruits and veggies. Watch this and you'll see how smooth this is. You'll never smash a tomato ever again. It's also great for cucumbers, oranges, lemons, and limes, and awesome for slicing raw chicken into strips. Now, you've seen 3 different color handles. Which color do you like better? The dark brown, the red, or white handles?
I think I like the red ones. The red ones seem pretty cool.
Great choice. The red is nice. Everyone loves the versatility of the trimmer, but it's not used for spreading or serving. That is why you have your spatula spreader. The wide, flexible double D edge on this tool allows you to cut, spread, and serve things like sandwiches, bagels, lasagna, and cake. It's perfect for getting peanut butter and jelly out of a jar with super smooth spreading or getting brownies out of a pan. So what would you see yourself using this one for?
For sure making PB&Js because like my son loves PB&Js. So I feel that would be perfect. And I eat all the bagels too as well. So I would say for doing that and spreading my cream cheese.
Yes, perfect. But you never want to use this tool for something like meat or larger vegetables. That's why you have your petite carver and turning fork. This medium utility knife is your everyday knife, great for carving chicken and small roasts. It's also for medium-sized fruits and vegetables like melons, eggplant, or cabbage. This is a fantastic tool for the difficult job of slicing pineapple. The turning fork has 3 tines that are extra sharp and beveled on the bottom to make it easy to pick up and turn meats and veggies while cooking. It's also great for getting pickles and olives out of jars. Now, none of the tools we've seen so far are used for larger foods, and that is why you have your butcher knife. This heavy-duty knife is what you'll use to disjoint chicken. It's also great for larger melons, hard spaghetti squash, and acorn squash. It works great for separating frozen foods like hot dogs and hamburgers. So can you see some great uses for the butcher knife?
Yeah, that seems pretty cool to be honest.
So the butcher knife protects your other knives because it's the only tool in the basic set strong enough for these jobs, but it's not a chopping knife. And that is why you have your petite chef knife. When you chop with this one, the high knuckle clearance makes it comfortable and safer for dicing, mincing, and chopping. This is your delicate chopper, and it's great for the 6 S's: soup, salad, stir fry, stew, stuffing, and salsa. Chef knives are for chopping, but not for slicing back and forth. That is why you have your slicer. It's the best bread knife in the world, but it's great for way more than just bread. This is the longest of all the double D edges, and it's great for cutting cake, shredding lettuce, and slicing boneless meats. Do you see why this is an important tool in the set?
Of course, because you gotta have that bread.
Right, right. Now the slicer is not for larger foods that do not have a bone, and that is why we have your master carving set. So think of this as like your spare tire. You won't use it every day, but you'll be glad that you have it. You'll need it for your barbecues, your big roasts, and family occasions. Having both forks in the set is important. The turning fork that you saw earlier picks food up, while this carving fork holds meats down, and it's wide enough to go around the bones. People use them both together to toss salads and to lift large things from the cooking pan to a serving dish. Can you see how over a lifetime you're going to use every tool in your basic set?
Yeah, I actually do.
Perfect. Now here are your table knives. To complete your set, these are your awesome table knives. This is Cutco's #1 selling tool because people get several at a time and they are used for every meal: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The wide blade and rounded tip makes it safer and great for spreading, but with the double D edge, it cuts like a steak knife. We recommend 2 table knives per family member so you don't have to wash them after every meal and for when you have guests for dinner. So let's see how different table knives work on some tough leather. The first is a non-Cutco table knife. Now this is the Cutco table knife. Here, a non-Cutco knife again. Now see if you can tell the difference with the Cutco table knife. Could you tell the difference?
I for sure could. That was so satisfying to watch, by the way.
Right. So here are steak knives. For customers who like the feel of a larger steakhouse style steak knife, our 2 larger sets, the family set and complete set, both come with the option for steak knives instead of table knives. The family set comes with 10 and the complete set comes with 12. So these sets are perfect for the holidays or when you have company, or if you just don't want to run the dishwasher constantly, you'll have some extra table knives. Now, Miss Jones, it would be very dangerous to have really sharp knives floating in a drawer. For safety, most Cutco sets come with a solid oak wood block, which also looks great on the counter. We also have storage trays for the drawer or on a wall. If you were considering a set today, are you more of a block person or a tray person?
I would say for sure the block.
Gotcha. So to complete your homemaker set, we also have incredible gadgets. Our 4-piece entertainer pack has comfort grip handles and is, of course, forever guaranteed. Your cheese knife has large holes so cheese and starchy sticky foods don't stick to the blade. So many customers say how this is great for potatoes. This is the greatest peeler on planet Earth. It peels both ways, forwards and backwards. This thing will peel just about anything. Your Cutco ice cream scoop is made of a special alloy that distributes temperature, so it's easier to scoop hard frozen ice cream. People who have this tell me it's pretty handy for scooping seeds from melons and pumpkins as well. The pizza cutter is guaranteed forever. The blade comes out for easy cleanup, and it's safe for kids because it's actually not sharp. It's the perfect weight of carbon steel to go right through pizza crust. Since it's easy and clean, it's also fun for cutting Play-Doh into fun shapes. Ms. Jones, let me review why so many people choose to invest in Cutco. You'll always have sharp American-made knives that are comfortable, safe, and sanitary. Cutco is guaranteed forever, so it would be the last set of knives you'd ever need. And Cutco saves a lot of money. Most customers who buy Cutco eat out less. If that saves just $60 a month, it's $720 saved this year. Over 25 years, you'll save $18,000. Now, there are several reasons why so many customers choose sets. 1, sets have the right tool for the right job. 2, sets have a built-in discount, so it's more affordable. 3, sets come with a free cutting board and other free bonuses. 4, sets are much safer because they come in a block or tray. And 5, we have interest-free monthly investment options, so you don't have to pay for it all at once.